just a reminder, we're all going to be kind, we're all going to be courteous, we're all going to pick up after ourselves. We're going to have a couple microphones floating around so you'll be able to ask our guest questions. If you raise your hand and wait, one of us with a microphone will run over to you so that you will be heard loudly and clearly. And if you will now loudly and clearly put your hands together, Mr. Scott McNeil.
Garry Chalk, I play Optimus Primal on the show Beast Wars. I am Scott McNeil, and I play Rattrap. Shut up, Rattrap.
Lots of people out there today.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. A lot of happy faces. Nice to have you here. Nice to be here. Thank you, Rattrap.
It's just in.
It's a speech.
I'll see what can fit this in.
Oh, it's a special speech. Okay. Now, how are we going to start this? What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Okay.
Song and dance.
Tap number we wrote.
Oh yeah. Well, that's in case we die up here. Anybody out there have a question? By all. Oh, geez, there's a hand. Hi, it's me. You get the first question. Run like a bunny.
For the benefit of the entire assembled multitudes here, could we know what you had to say about these machines after the 4th episode or so?
Yeah. Nail me right to the cross on that. Okay. Well, basically, I must admit I wasn't too happy. And I asked for some changes to be made. Politely, of course, in my own indomitable way. And changes were made. But unfortunately, through those episodes, there was a little bit of misunderstanding between us and them. And now it's all better. Does that answer your question? No. No, okay, in detail. We were, I thought that in that particular season that you're talking about, that the show was taking a different direction. It was taking the characters away from who their intrinsic selves were, and we expressed a desire to bring the characters back to who they really are, rather than what the writers thought they should be.
It might be a good idea if something actually happened on the show rather than everybody running away.
Yes, sir.
Last year I asked this question, and if you could in your character voices order food from McDonald's takeout, that'd be great.
I like 12 beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, a large Coca-Cola, a side of fries, and one of those delicious little fried apple pies. Thank you.
Two Big Macs, couple of fries, and don't forget the Cokes. Hold on to it, I'll get you. Last time you forgot.
Would you like fries with that?
Maybe I should step in and handle this. Clear the wax from your ears and listen. We'd like 2 Cokes, 2 cheeseburgers, and 2 small orders of fries.
But do you really think that's a good idea? All that fat in your diet?
side guns with that? And so it ends.
You.
Stand up. Is there anything you can tell us about the dubbing work on the Robots in Disguise series? Are you guys involved in any way?
You don't know, man. We're completely in the dark as far as Robots in Disguise is going. Rumor has it that we'll be doing it, and rumor has it says we won't. Nobody tells us nothing. We're mushrooms.
I've heard, most of the rumors I've heard have been down here. I've heard Texas, I've heard Toronto.
Utah. That's it. No, we have not been confirmed or nobody's told us anything about Robots in Disguise at this point. I had another question.
Way over here, right here.
Oh yeah, okay. And then you way in the back.
Could you, in Duo Maxwell's voice, yell out, "The Great Destroyer's back again"? Please.
Shifting gears here. Because of course I'm in full Beast Wars. The Great Destroyer is back! But right now, I need some sleep.
You had your hand up.
Can't change your mind now.
Oh,
Explanation are upon you.
How are y'all doing?
Good, that's good.
And Scott, how did you feel when doing Code of Hero, Dinobot? Well, I mean, what do you like?
I'll tell you how dumb I am. Script, recording, and the rest
That's terrible.
is silence. Okay, so like this is cartoon dead, right? Like no, Scott's dead.
He's dead.
Oh no, it's cartoon dead, right?
No, we're sorry, Scott. He's dead.
Well, does he come back as a?
He's deceased, Scott. He's not.
Yeah, but I mean, he's gonna be back in it.
It doesn't matter what happens. He's dead.
What?
Okay, we made
The
it like
stupid part, but really, like, this is really how dumb it is. Dinobot knew he was gonna die like 6 episodes before. He saw it coming. I walked into it like, you know, brick wall in the dark.
red shirt.
Question for Scott here. During the Beast Machines second season, you developed a somewhat abrupt love interest in Botanica. How legitimate were you feeling that love interest while you were doing the voice acting? I've had my own theories on that. I'm curious to hear your feelings.
Excellent. Good question. This has got stumped.
Biomechanical rat undergoing a severe personality shift and even falling in love with a plant. It was a little abrupt. I mean, again, we don't get much advance notice on what's going on with the story. So, particularly in mode, it was always a little bit of a, like, okay, now what's happening here and where did this come from? I thought it was cool. You know, it was like, give him a love interest, it's nice. You know,
With a
and
plan.
first she has roots, we'll work it out. It never really went anywhere. Unrequited love again.
Right here, young one.
This question is for Gary.
Yes, sir.
Do you like playing the character Optimus?
I like it very much. I like playing the character of Optimus because he's just like me. He's a big monkey. No, I really like the character because, you know, usually the good guy in the show is kind of the boring guy. He's the guy who goes, you guys are getting in trouble. He's the guy who goes, he's a bad guy, we gotta put him down. And basically, it's a lot of fun to play with Rattrap, because Rattrap is the one who I sort of interact with the most, because he's sort of like that precocious kid that I've always had to keep in mind. And it's kind of like art imitating life, somehow. As you see, Scott just woke up 10 minutes ago. Anyway, I really like playing the character. Yes, way over there. Yeah, that's you. What's your...
Testing? Okay. My question's for Gary. In Maxim magazine a few months ago, Jessica Alba, your counterpart in Dark Angel, was voted the sexiest woman alive. I was wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Well, Jessica Alba is the sexiest woman alive. I mean, you know, this girl is not only beautiful, but she is such an incredible physical condition. I mean, not just slim, but she's like a rock. You shake hands with her, it's like shaking hands with a mannequin. Her body is so hard. And she's a really lovely gal, so I would say, yeah, you're right. She's a good-looking girl, but you work with her,
She's no Venus Tarzan.
yeah, that's right. Venus has that certain bon vivance that a lot of women just aspire to.
I see an arm way over there in the back. Actually, there's two arms way in the back. Whoever stands up first. And then the other person gets to go next.
My God, the earth moved.
Okay, this question's for Scott. How did you feel about the angstiness that Silverbolt got in season 2 of Beast Machines, and how did you feel about him being Jetstorm for a while?
Well, the whole Jetstorm, thrust, which one is really good. Like I said before, we didn't know any more than anybody else did. And that was one of those points where we were getting a little frustrated, going, okay, now which one is it going to be? Because it's looking at this point like it's going to be so-and-so, the whole boom, it's not that person, it's the other person, and the next thing you know, craziness. We didn't know. I thought it was a neat idea. I don't know if they ever really resolved it properly. But, angst is my life. I love doing angst. It's just
I think personally it was too much coffee on the writer's part. Too many late nights. Yes, way in the back walls.
I have a question for each of y'all. Gary, outside of dying, what would you like to see change differently about Optimus Primal, specifically, other than him dying?
Yes.
And for Scott, your character probably went through as much growth in Beast Machines as Gary's did. What would you, if there had been a third season and Cheetor in charge with the Oracle Link, what would you have liked to have seen happen? Just with your feel for the characters as you have them, what would you like to have seen changed or upcoming next?
You talking about Rattrap?
Well, actually for Cheetor, because Cheetor was actually in charge, technically at the end.
No, that's it.
I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings. But spot on smooth was not my thing.
As far as my character, Optimus Prime, I'd like to see him get a sense of humor. And I'd have liked to have got to the point where the character could retire, because it just seems like, he's the oldest guy of the bunch, and he's always pushing and fighting and fighting. There's got to come a point in the story where they explore, other than that sort of psychobabble that was in there for those episodes you're talking in the third season. There must have been other places to go, other places to explore, rather than the home planet, and a return to the home planet. That's what I'd like to see.
We have a tea time for the Prime Foursome. The Prime Foursome.
Oh, sorry.
Optimus retiring.
Gotta go.
Actually, we promised the other arm in the back. The other arm. I see one over here.
Thank you. I have a question for both of you, kind of a two-parter, I guess, in a way. First off, last year, Ian Corlett told us about the famous, what he called the famous Coke incident, Mr. Chalk. Now, I'm not sure if the subject was unique or embellishment or not, but just wondering if we could get your, if there were any other hijinks that went on in the studio with
with the voice actors? And secondly, also, I mean, I'm sure both of you have been asked this before, but what were your particular inspirations, or at least that you drew, if not for your careers in particular, then just the characters that you've been called on to do in the Transformers world?
Okay, to answer the first question, because it's about me, what happened in the studio, and the Coca-Cola incident. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Coca-Cola incident. There are some. Well, what happened was, sometimes you're required to do things like belch on cue. And I can sometimes do it, but when you need a long, extended one, it helps to drink a big can of Coca-Cola and just... Well, I drank this can of Coca-Cola just a bit too fast. And instead of turning into a big air bubble, it turned into a big foam bubble. So when I went to make the sound effect...
What you hear on the tape is...
It goes, okay. Big thing of foam went all over my script, and I went like this, and it all went back. And I was left with a tiny little spot of Coca-Cola on my script. And Phil Hayes, another voice actor, and Ian were standing over here. And all you can hear on the tape is, "Oh! Oh my God! Oh, did you see that? Oh God! Oh, that's horrible! Oh!" And the production assistant, Shirley, the sweetest woman in the world, is lying on the floor in the control room, killing herself laughing. She's crying. She's laughing so hard. She has to go to the bathroom. It's insane. And for the entire session, if ever I had a line take that would come up, she would go, "Line 25. And down she would go. And that was the famous Coca-Cola incident. Now, what was the second part of the question? I forgot. Oh, yes. Oh, inspiration. Well, because I play a lot of characters like Optimus. I have sort of heroic guys, and then occasionally I have bad guys. And I always wondered, well, what is it about the good guy that makes him compelling but not exciting in any way? And I would look at guys like Gregory Peck and Charlton Heston and all these characters, and they all had this particular kind of delivery that was warm and loving and caring, but at the same time stern and holding an iron hand without being what do you call it? What do you call those guys? Dictator. Like being a dictator. And I thought there's got to be a balance between taking command and taking control, but also being compassionate at the same time. And I found there's a certain through line with heroic characters is that they combine compassion with an iron fist. And that's where I got my character. Yes, little guy.
And you this is here.
Yes.
You wanted to do Optimus Prime because they talk on the face Optimus Primal.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Sunshine. I can't hear you. There you go.
In G1,
yeah.
did you do Optimus Prime? Because Optimus Prime and Optimus Prime will sort of talk the same way.
Well, no, in G1, in Generation 1 of Transformers, Optimus Prime was played by Jim Cullen, I believe. Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen. I was getting that mixed up. Jim Cullen, the talk show host. No, Peter Cullen. He played the original voice. But, yeah, I guess we do something like, if you put me through but that's, yeah, we're not the same. Well, as I explained earlier on in the question period, I was not happy with it. I mean, I went through it, but it was getting a bit much in season 3 as you're talking. Yeah, I was not too happy with it because it seemed like it was doing a whole lot of nothing. It was being ineffectual and just sort of becoming a lotus eater while the guys around me and my team was falling apart. I was not happy.
And the other question is for either of you, what did you think about the character of Nightscream? Not the voice actor who played him, but the character. A lot of fans thought that he was petulant and whiny.
Useless,
petulant, and whiny.
Those are usually the ones that used to describe me.
Yes, but it was useless, petulant, and whiny with a sense of humor.
Yes.
And well done. But as you say, and that's not the fault of the actor, again. That was one of my other complaints. I think it was more the fault of the writers than the actor. Way by the door.
Those writers for whom we will never work again.
We don't know. Yes, sir. I can't hear you. Oh, no, I can.
Thanks. As a matter of fact, this is for Mr. McNeil.
Mr. McNeil is my father. Answer to Scott, hey stupid, or Mickey.
But two of my favorite animated characters of all time have been Rattrap.
Good answer.
And Wolverine.
Good answer.
Two of which you both did. And I was wondering if you could, not to put you on the spot, how they would react to each other if they met.
I'll give you a visual.
What are you doing up there, you big idiot?
First, when it came time to record the voice tracks for the Beast Wars Transmetals video game about a year ago, how did that differ from recording the voice tracks for the show, if at all? And also, on a totally different tack, what's Campbell Lane like?
Campbell Lane
is a very beautiful woman. The voice would defy that, but...
okay, I can answer the questions. Yes, the vocal tracks for the video game you're talking about was I did the voice of Optimus. There were some changes, there's some differences, but I never got to see the entire video game, so I didn't know. I was doing it in segments, so I didn't know how much it differed. The dialogue was pretty basically the same. As far as Campbell Lane goes, Campbell Lane is an old and dear friend of mine, has been for over 20 years. He's a lovely guy. Used to be a radio guy, and now he's a sort of cartoon on-screen actor. And my golf pro. He's a great guy. Yes, wait a minute. That's you.
Yes, you.
I have a request for Scott.
Yes.
Last year at the Beast Wars voice actors panel, one of the fans had asked the voice actors if they could use their respective characters and do their characters going through the drive-through at McDonald's.
Oh, we just did? I'm having the most peculiar sensation of deja vu.
Okay, now this one has had his hand up forever. Right here. There's frantically waiting over there. And there's another one here too. Yeah, okay, we'll get you and you. And now, yes.
Well, I kind of noticed that in Beast Machines, Rattrap kind of replaced Rhinox. He was like the scientist of the group. And did it have to be Rattrap?
Are you doubting my abilities as a scientific person?
I remember being the scientist part of it.
Yeah, well, you remember in some of those episodes where you were fixing up the whatever the machines is to open the big vault and do changing electric, and you were complaining, but you were doing it. So we could have got somebody else to be the scientist, but nobody wanted the part. So, and Scotty was actually quite adept.
Yeah, he's got those little tiny hands. He's been going in there and doing tiny
And that was the other thing in the transmetal thing. He had that little probe thing on his That was the one part of the character I enjoyed. Way over there.
Alright, Garry, you're gonna remember me because of this, and this is probably gonna be the third time you've done this now. And I also want Scott to do it. Last year, somebody, I don't know who, Ian Corlett had to say "I like pie" in Cheetor's voice. And I would like to hear Scott do all of his Beast Wars voices, including Wolverine, and hear Optimus Primal was the same one that I asked him last night, and you did earlier today.
Did what?
The "I like pie" and that's just Prime.
Oh yeah. Okay, ready? I like pie. And that's just Prime.
Waspinator like pie.
Not as much as I like pie.
All right, one last time. I'm the one who likes pie.
All right, I can settle this one this time myself. I am in fact the one who likes pie the most. All right, Bub. You got one chance to clear out of here before you hear the sound of snicked and I slice a little pie myself.
This is getting a little repetitive. Do you think you could maybe do a duet or singing or something now?
Singing? Singing? Perhaps you'd like to hear my rendition of my 4 characters going through the drive-thru at McDonald's.
Give us a moment and give us a song. I don't know.
Louie Louie!
Give us a
to you!
I'm a Barbie girl in my Barbie world. All I know of that song. Where was that fellow? There you are, right there.
This is to Scott McNeil. Now that
That's me.
this is to Scott McNeil. How did you prepare for the role of Wolverine and the pressures that come with being a character that is quite old and has a lot of fans and a lot of pressures to it? How did you prepare for that role, and how did you think of the voice and everything like that?
You know, that's actually a really excellent question. I tried not to think about it too much, honestly, because I wasn't really familiar with any of the previous versions of Wolverine. You know, I knew sort of what the character was all about, and so I just went in there and did. Actually, I laid a couple of different things down, and they brought me back for one where they used the voice I'd originally used for Sabretooth, and they wanted to try that, and then they messed around with it. But I knew there was a lot going on, you know, as soon as word found out, because stepping into a character like that that's so well established, in a way it was really neat, because it was just like way cool before he even started. It was like, dude, man, you're Wolverine, man! I'm like, yeah, man! But I haven't even started yet. You know, so the voice I kind of found my own way through, just because I knew it was, you know, that kind of just really laid back and, you know, don't mess with me sort of attitude. And I really did try not to think too much about, like, oh boy, there's a lot riding on this, because people are expecting, you know, people have certain, it's, you know, stepping into any well-known, you know, if I went up and played Stanley Kowalski in Streetcar Named Desire on Broadway, to be like, well, he's no Marlon Brando, is he? So I just tried to kind of do it my way, and
I did it right.
with a microphone in your hand.
Hi. request, but this is for both of you because we've got you both here. Could you do some hack and slash from Reboot?
Megamite says that we have to go over and push the button to make the...
I don't want to go over and push the button.
No, but I always have to push the button.
You pushed the button last time.
I don't want to push the button.
Last time I pushed the button, I got very badly hurt.
No, but every time I push the button, something bad happens.
Let's get someone else to push the button.
Oh, good. Bob!
This is just for Scott. Can you say what's up with Waspinator?
That's a lot of W's and a lot of Z's.
You know, wasps don't have that kind of a tongue.
I'd like to make a comment to Scott. You got a great hairdo.
Thank you. That should hopefully put to rest any Lorenzo Lamas rumors.
Right here. And now there's a fellow way in the back, too, right after this.
Scott?
Yeah?
Can you say what's up in all your voices?
All of them that I've ever done.
Wait a minute, I have the list here.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I don't understand this. What's up? Why don't you just say what's up? What's up?
Hey, guys, I just wanted to say, it's really good to have you here. And,
I have a question for both of you.
being an aspiring voice actor...
He's too good, he'll have to be destroyed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobcat Broadway.
Being an aspiring voice actor, I'm not going to ask you how to do it. I know that it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy to put into a character, what's already in yourself and to discover what you can actually do. What were your first voices? Did you start out as kids and just, mimic something? Or what was your very first voice?
The line I keep using is I'm doing for a living now what I used to get kicked out of school for. I've always done them. Obviously you have too. You're very good. I've been playing around with voices and, letting the voices in my head come out sometimes. Playing around with them since I was a kid. It wasn't my original intention to be a voiceover actor.
What was your first paid gig as a cartoon artist?
My first paid gig as a cartoon artist, Gary, was The New Adventures of He-Man, starring Garry Chalk as He-Man and myself as a bunch of other people. That was 88? 88. That was the first professional, because I had trained I was going to be a very serious actor, and, do grand serious things upon the stage. No. And then I ended up doing cartoons for a living. It's a lot more fun,
My first job,
a weird personality, and I think you got that down good.
my very first paid gig was a cartoon called Hiawatha for Kenner Classics back in 1982. And I played Hiawatha and the old lady. And Mujiki was the war god. And all these different characters. And that started my cartoon career. But in answer to your question about how do you develop a cartoon voice, basically what it is you usually get a drawing or something and a biography of that character, and you look at the drawing and look at the physicality of the drawing, what kind of face it has, what kind of body, is it going to be a big voice, a little voice, and then the temperament, put it on top of that. And usually after many, many hours of agonizing, you'll come up with a voice for that character. Way in the back, you had your arm up, it must hurt by now.
First off, my apologies to Scott for getting characters mixed up. I should be right after the screen shot. This is for Gary. Have you already, or will you be doing the voices for all the new reboot stuff coming out? It's one of my personal favorites, and I really want to see it as soon as possible, as soon as Canada gets done hauling it for themselves.
Yes, Scott and I are doing hack and slash for the films, and I'm also doing Turbo, and who else am I in? Doc Fingers and Cyrus and a few others. And
that's the show where Gary does all the voices.
and Scotty does a bunch too. I don't know which ones they are.
Man in crowd number 3.
Oh yeah.
Room and guy falling past window. The role I was born to play.
Does it very well. Great. You can win awards. Now, I know I'm missing somebody, but I can't tell the guy.
I just spotted before the game. There's an arm attached to a hat and a pair of glasses.
Okay.
They're reflecting beautifully and calling attention.
Arm, hat, glasses, then black shirt behind arm with video. Go ahead.
What's Waspinator doing in his spare time?
Waspinator likes bowling.
Actually, I'm going to backtrack a bit and use Waspinator in regard to the question of how characters are developed. When we were auditioning for Beast Wars, I've told this story to a couple of people today. You know, like, we're going in and, you know, there's all these villains and we all read for all the characters. And Doug Parker, was casting the show at the time. And he was the one, you know, went like, okay, all the villains are all, you know, sounding a bit villainous, blah, blah, blah. He went, do your bubble voice. Because I, you know, this little, little kitty voice, you know, little bubble thing, usually little cute furry creatures. And Doug was the one that, you know, said, well, let's put a spin on it. Said, make me.
Alright, little bubble voice, give me a little more sinister attitude.
And, you know, so that's how that thing evolved. You know, by taking, like, you know, take something you've got, take something you know, combine it with something else, put it together, add in a dash of this, throw in an accent, boom, bam, you got something new. Sometimes that's how they come out. That was fell flat.
I quite liked it, Scott.
I got to try to be serious.
Yeah. Way in the back by the video camera.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah. You got the microphone.
I'm sorry, time's up.
That's good. Anyway, so, yes, go ahead.
I was wondering, in your respective voices, can you do your characters impersonating WWF wrestlers? If you don't know any, just your characters doing shameless plugs.
That's just wrong on so many levels.
I want to see Waspinator be a WWF.
I want to see you before I break you to pieces, and if Waspinator had biceps, then I would flex them.
I'm coming for you, Sting! I'm gonna put you down! And with this huge butt on the back of my body, I will crush any opponent that comes my way, because I am a natural born killer!
I don't see any reason for you to get so riled up.
Sorry, I'm not the champion. I respect that, but it is my duty to kick your booty.
I can command booty.
Way in the back, on the wall. Your arm's getting tired too, I can see. Now we have one over here, I saw. Where'd he go? There he is, way in the back too. Go ahead.
This is for Scott. There was a one of the last episodes of Beast Wars where Waspinator just bugs out and just tells everybody, kisses, you know what? Did you do that?
I don't remember the whole speech.
I remember it. Think they can push Waspinator around? Well, we'll see about that. Waspinator, king of the world. Waspinator will rule this whole camp. Waspinator better than... Remember that? I can't do the voice.
Ripped everything. Waspinator so tickled this, and Megatron can just kiss my waist disposal unit.
Or something like that.
Big
Stripey.
Big, bad, stripy butt. Come on, let's see you say that.
You can just kiss my big, bad, stripey butt.
Okay,
Way back here.
How you doing?
Very good, thanks.
Hearing the voices
Very nice to
again,
be
Gary.
here with you.
I'm sorry?
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, I'd like to say that I'm probably one of the few people that actually remembers your small stints on the Highlander television show. I believe Garry Chalk was slug number 3.
I was a logger on that, the independent logging contractor who got burnt.
And Mr. McNeil, or Scott, was Duncan MacLeod's Klansman.
You are correct, sir. I was also, the first one I did, I was a guy named Dennis somebody or other.
Yeah.
A quick recap was... Duncan's, or Robert, it was Robert MacLeod. I was Duncan's cousin. And he cut me in half with a claymore. But he felt very bad about it afterwards. That's just about that. We shot that up at Seymour Mountain in the middle of summer. And if you've no idea what discomfort is until you've gone into the middle of a flock of black flies wearing nothing but a kilt.
They just turned our lights out.
Last call already?
I'm sorry.
I'm interrupting the guy with the question, so let's finish this.
My question was, getting to the point finally, is Scott, how did it feel, I mean, what was it like for you to basically interact with yourself as Dinobot and Rattrap, busting your chops yourself every day?
Can I answer that? Can I do my physical interpretation of Rattrap and Dinobot?
Yeah.
This is what it actually looked like.
How nice you. If you don't get out of my face, I won't trust you. He's so black.
That's what it looked like. All day. Right behind you. Yes.
On the first 3 seasons of Beast Wars, like they would change characters from season to season. Could you comment like who changed voices? Like Air Razor disappeared and Tigertron disappeared in one season, and then the next season, 3rd season, there was the Stingray kind of came in and Rampage. So how did they work with the voice actors?
Well, I mean, either one of us can answer that. I'll answer one part of it. Just like in life, characters come and go. And Air Razor was gone, Tigertron went off to find himself and do whatever, and new characters are introduced, partially to keep the stories going and interesting, and
partially to sell new toys.
To sell new toys. Let Scott say that, but he's so
I interrupted myself.
He interrupted himself. And
yeah, I mean, it's the nature of, you know, I mean, you can't keep, I mean, I suppose you could, which I would like, but, you know, if you want to keep the story evolving and flowing, you know, characters come in, sometimes it's a little shocking, like, Day 1, Season 2, Scorponok and Pterosaur, dead. Where's the rest of my dialogue? That's it. Yeah.
But I have a family. We don't care. It was a shock. Yes.
I think we're so for them.
Okay, I got a question for Scott McNeil.
Okay, who's talking?
Me.
Hi!
Could we just hear Waspinator in an incredibly superior tone say, duh?
This is what you want Waspinator to do. You want Waspinator to do this in front of the whole crowd. Well,
We have a fellow in an American flag on his head, and then we have this fellow here, and then we have the fellow with the long brown hair.
All rise for the rising king.
Waspinator, you have to tell the true flesh and mouth. What do you think of Transformers?
Sure, of course we like Transformers.
Wait, but that's a woman. You know what's really funny? I'm getting new eyes in on Tuesday. I'm not with you. I can't see you in this light. I thought you was a guy. Right here.
This is for Scott. Right here.
Who's up?
Up here. Wow. All right. We know that Beast Machines was a painful 2 years without hearing you say we're all gonna die. So can you do it right now?
Boy, we're all gonna die.
The worst flop of all my friends. That's why they all just went, oh, when you said I was a guy.
No, it's just because I'm not kidding. My eyes are shot, and I can't see very well out here. So, when all I could see of you was an oval face with shadows across and shadows, and I thought you was a guy.
So I can attest, Gary, with my perfect eyesight, that she's all one. All that in a bag of chips, my friend. All that in a bag of chips.
Now, what was the question? While I crawl under the table in shame. Here we go.
Scott. I was watching Outer Limits recently, Walk Like a Dinosaur, and I noticed that the voice of the dinosaur was Scott McNeil.
Just a little bit like...
Exactly like Dinobot.
Yeah. Busted.
Did they come to you?
No, actually, there was just a general call. They were auditioning for these characters, and I had, sort of a regular audition with it, and they wanted to play them very straight. I mean, that was their idea. They just wanted, they said, oh, we're going to bring in regular actors, and then let them know that they're going to be replaced by CGI image, blah, blah, blah. And I went in there, and I just read it over, and I thought, gee, this all sounds very familiar to me. So I went in and I did it straight, and I said, well, I got an idea for you guys. And I just launched into it, and you could see them kind of going, well, that's it. Could you excuse us for a minute? They sent me outside the door, and they called me back in and they hired me to do it, so. Reuse, recycle, that's what I say.
And the rest is history. Yes, sir.
This question is for Gary. I just have to know, which body of Optimus Primal did you like best? You had so many.
It's the wonders of modern medicine. The body I like the most is the first generation, believe it or not. Because he looks most like an ape. Woo! That's what I like. Next. There's a big hand way back there. There it is.
This question is for Gary.
Yes, sir.
Playing Optimus Prime, you were always very stoic, and you always had straight thought. My question is, how did you feel about the episode that required you to go completely ape, you know what?
Well, I remember that. I remember that episode because Optimus had gotten some kind of a bug or a virus and turned into an ape and turned into a wild man. Well, basically, it's just like it's an acting exercise. What would you do in a given situation if this had happened to you? What if you would all of a sudden you lost control of your civilized veneer, and you reach down inside yourself and find that black beast that lurks in everybody's heart, and pull it out, and you go, okay, now I'm going to be a bad guy. I bet it was. I had the bestest time on that show.
Hi, this question's for both of you. Have you ever just anytime, anywhere, just started bursting into one of your, voices and started talking to people because they made you mad like that?
Let me think. What do you think, Scott?
I'll tell you a quick story. In a great, huge shopping mall in Vancouver, a grocery store, I was there with my wife. This is the one that she just keeps shaking her head over. And it was crowded. It was really crowded. It was packed in there. And there was just too many people and crammed. She was a couple of aisles over. And I was stuck in this little traffic clot, trying to get through. Everybody's scuffling with their carts. It's just like, and this is what my wife heard from a couple of hours ago. Get out of my way! Nobody saw me do it. But everybody moved.
The power of the voice. We got something right over here. Hand up, white shirt, and then right beside him, about 4 doors down, black shirt. Around here. I think it's a, oh no, it's a guy.
You might want to stay away from
Garry?
Yeah.
5 years ago, how did you feel playing a police detective wearing a kilt on sliders? One of those Scottish skirt things.
Sliders, I'll never live it down. No, actually, it was quite fun because you know how hard it is to be an intimidating villain wearing a skirt? And the idea behind the story was that they went into a parallel universe where J. Edgar Hoover became the president of America, and he became sort of a dictator, and he dictated that all police forces would wear kilts because everybody knows he was a cross-dresser. But, well, you know, so they made me wear a kilt, and the looks I got downtown and from my fellow cast members, because I don't have legs, I have tree trunks. They were saying, you know, you look kind of cute in this skirt. And it was quite an experience. But when I got mad, I really got mad because I was trying to compensate for the fact that I was wearing a skirt. Kill! 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 We kill!
Kill! Damn it, it's no skirt.
It also had my favorite epithet of all time in that movie, and that was, "You are so un-American." That was my favorite line. Next question.
Over in the front. Oh yeah, we got some front row ones. You have to stand up because I'm still trying to figure out the t-shirt.
And the back one says, "Got junk?"
Okay. I have a question.
What does it mean?
Pardon me? I am so out of the loop.
It's the universal greeting.
Now that I've embarrassed myself.
My question to you is this. We all know that the ending of Beast Machines was not exactly what we really wanted for most of us. How would you have rewritten it if you were able to put the ending that you would have liked?
Well, it's quite simple. I would have made Megatron about this big. And I'd have stuck him inside a little box and let him rule his own little world. And then I'd move on to a different place, which had more fascinating backgrounds. That's what I'd do. And I'd also get Rattrap married to Botanica. Because despite the fact that she was a weed, she was pretty cool. We liked her.
You get to a certain age and you go, it's about time I use this probe of mine. Say that out loud. Back corner, front row.
I was wondering, not on a professional level, on a pure enjoyment level, are there any voice actors that you guys, enjoy hearing on cartoons?
I'm a big Garry Chalk fan. I can't get enough of the thing.
Yeah, I'm a big Scott McNeil fan. I'm also a big, what's the girl who plays the part? Simpsons. I'm a big Venus Terzo fan. A gigantic Frank Welker fan. My biggest inspiration in animation, rest his soul, is Dawes Butler. He was my favorite.
Me, I was the Demel Blanc fan. But I'll tell you the one show that I absolutely love, and I have cells from it and I have stuff from it. It's the only stuff that I've got from shows that I haven't been in, and I would love to do some days, because it would all be part of my plan to take over the world. Maurice LaMarche and Dawson, and both of them I think are unbelievable.
And Maurice LaMarche is the funniest man on earth.
Is it?
He's very, very funny. Do you know who Maurice LaMarche is? The guy who plays the Marine? Anyway, I went to Las Vegas last year, and I'm walking through the lobby of the Mandalay Hotel because there's a big boxing match going on. And I hear this voice, Mr. Chalk, Mr. Chalk, Garry Chalk, come here. Hey, Garry. And I turn around, and it's Maurice LaMarche. I went, oh my God, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. And that guy can do any voice. He does the most incredible Orson Welles that I've ever heard. Anyway, July. Peas in July? That's stupid. I can't read this.
Well, this is for Scott. Seeing your favorite cartoon, let's hear you sing the theme song in one of your voices.
The theme song?
And sing this for you, but probably I won't be able to.
That was just weird. I don't get that one. Anyway, white t-shirt, you've been waiting long enough. And then we're going to go back to the lady in the white hair way in the back. That's a girl, isn't it? Yeah! Yes.
Mr. McNeil, I didn't really place the accent of Botanica in season 2. You know what type of accent you was trying to do, and also I was just wondering what was the weirdest voice both of you have done?
Botanica, I don't know. It was kind of that quasi-Jamaican, Indian thing. That's right.
Right, no, we're going to be doing this. Right. Yeah, that kind of accent, yeah.
She always had a big halo of smoke around her head, man, for some reason.
That she was burning compost.
Weirdest voice? Probably the weirdest gig I ever got that was sort of a long-running gig. Anybody ever watch The Wacky World of Tex Avery? Yeah. Remember Amanda Banshee, the spinster woman with all the money? That was me. That one made me real popular with the lady actors in Vancouver. Yeah, there's only 6 parts for women and you took one. That was a weird one.
Weirdest one for me, or the voice that caused me the most was a character called King Hippo. We used to go, oh, wait a minute! Oh, I'm gonna get you in, little wizard! But I didn't do it. And that was my strangest voice, King Hippo. That really hurt. We haven't explored. Who's over out there that we haven't?
Actually, we do have one more question for you that you had called for, and then I'm going to be evil staff guy, and we're going to wrap it up with this one.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any lines from the show that you particularly liked that you found extremely funny or just about sounded very good?
Wait. Clicking. Processing. Burning up.
Data not available. Access later. There was so many good lines on that show. Oh man, I'm on the spot. You guys probably know him better than I do.
The only time I ever, I think on season 1, Optimus is hanging by his fingers off a cliff in the first episode, and Dinobot, I'm fighting with Dinobot. I remember that, and he said, he says, you're in a precarious, he said, you are in a precarious situation. And I look up and I go, you are in a precarious situation. Hanging by my fingertips from the edge of a cliff, 3 miles above the ground. Oh, am I? Silly me. only sarcastic line that Optimus ever said. In the entire run of the series, it was the only time he ever got sarcastic. It was that one line.
Hey, there was so many.
Waspinator has a headache in his whole body.
Because not so much the line, but just the way it all ended up after 3 seasons of it all.
And constantly getting drenched and banned, and Waspinator not taking this anymore. Waspinator happy at last.
Actually, that was it. I'm sorry. Evil staff guy. That's me.
Oh, you're the staff?
Evil
I can't see you.
I'm no, this is evil staff. Evil.
Evil staff.
We do have a special request since you gentlemen are about to be whisked off to a fabulous tour of the autograph room. We're going to ask that everybody stay seated, and you're going to be escorted by the very large man right there. Do not escape.
Okay.
But first, it's everybody's job. Are you going to clap or what? Scott McNeil.
So much fun. I just wanted to say that. I mean, coming into these panels and meeting you guys and just hanging out is a total blast for us. So, thank you, man! Bro, you rock, man! Thank you very much.
Alright, Scott and Garry will shortly be available inside the autograph area across the hall. They will be signing autographs, I'm sure, and handing it out by the house. We will be having the charity auction beginning shortly here.